So when my mom left, my dad asked me to leave, and I left. That day that I left, I was raped because I was just hanging around in the environment. So I was raped. I don't. What I can't tell is I don't know if they were actually doing that to get back at my dad. I don't really know, or I was just a victim for them that night. I was raped, and a lady took me to the hospital, and she handled all the hospital bill. And when I left the hospital, that was the point I decided to do a house help for someone so that I could get money for my WAEC. I really wanted that WAEC that period. So as I was working for someone, the husband was kind of like trying to molest me. So I told the wife that I want to quit. So the lady was like asking me what happened. I explained. So the lady was like, "Thank you that the last person that left actually got pregnant for the husband, and for me to open up for her. She really appreciated it. So she gave me money for my WAEC, and I left. I wrote the WAEC finish, and I just started working. But prior to this time, the first woman that took me from when I was being raped the first time, I stayed with her for some. I stayed with that lady for some times, and she actually introduced me to lesbianism. After taking care of me from the hospital, she actually introduced me to the lesbianism. So I I I later felt that okay, it's like a relationship between a man and a woman is toxic. That is based on what I was experiencing between my mom and my dad. So, oh, okay, let me just give a try to this very aspect. So, I think that is how I started. I started doing this other side of life. So, one of those days I went to visit my cousin at a back road. So I wasn't feeling fine. So when I came back, there's a church opposite where she's staying. So she was like, Prudence, it's been long. Oh, where have you been? Your hands told me you are not feeling fine. That is a pastor. I told him, yes, I'm not feeling fine. So I was actually trying to pack clothes that we were hanging outside because it was about to rain. So the man was like, please help me buy something. Help me buy recharge card. So I packed those clothes, took it in, and I came out to buy him recharge card. Uh, he's a pastor, and I couldn't just say no to him like that. So I went where I bought the recharge card isn't quite far. I went and buy the recharge card, and I came back. I didn't see him outside. So the church is this the way you would turn the backyard. Like I just saw in the backyard like this, and I was just shouting pastor. So I didn't want to go to the the apartment, the place he's living. So I just entered the church, opened the church door. Maybe since it was about to rain, maybe he's trying to close some windows. I just entered the church. I was still shouting pastor. I didn't know that he's actually inside the church, but at the back behind the door. So as I just opened the door, I just entered. That was when the man came out, closed the door of the church, and he started dragging me. I was actually coming back from the hospital a day to this very event. So I didn't have much strength on me that day. So we struggle. And we ended up on the altar because the door is very close to the altar. We ended up in the altar. I was just struggling and I was shouting. He didn't actually remove my clothes though, but he just penetrated through the side of my pants. Understand? And that was in the altar. While it was raining, a guy just stopped by in the church to to just hang around till when the rain is over. So that was the guy who actually overheard when I was screaming. The guy now came up. The guy now came up to rescue me and took me to the house. He now reported it to my auntie. And that the following morning, they arrested the pastor. When they arrested the pastor, the first time he was saying that he did not do it. They took him to C division, that is Barracks Road.
How old were you?
That time I was that is 2016. I was 13 years.
13 years.
Yes, I was 13 years that
Hold
time.
on, hold on. 13 years was when a pastor did this to you in the altar.
Yes.
Basically, you were still a little girl when someone introduced you to lesbianism.
Yeah.
And that means you were still a little girl when someone raped you the first time. How old were you when you were raped the first time?
And that time I was around that 10, 11.
Hold on, just
Around
hold on.
19.
Hold on. To those of you that were judging this girl, do you still have a reason to judge her? To those of you that were laughing, mocking her, even best way they like this, they be lesbian. Can you now judge her? A girl that was raped at 10, introduced to lesbianism even before she became 12. And on a day comment section, they mock people. This is why you get as Nigeria, people cannot talk because we tend to judge them more than listening to them. 10, 11, they've introduced a young girl into lesbianism and raped. And at 13, a pastor, a so-called pastor, raped the girl for altar, chief tapat. So continue. The man was arrested on what?
Yes, the man was arrested. They took him to Barracks Road. That should be C Division, if I'm not mistaken. So he was still denying it. He's an Igbo guy, so he was still denying it, the fact that he did not rape me. So when I was in the hospital, so they were running some tests. When they took him to C Division, he actually denied it until they took him to Ikotok Panabia, that is the headquarters. So that day they took him to Ikotok Panabia. After too much beating, he now accepted it. That he used to call me, I refused to respond. It's not as if I was just purposely refused to respond, but I felt that when he called me in some appropriate way, that is when I don't respond. Okay. And sometimes I used to wake up and I will see him, I will greet him, but you can't just call me like when we don't actually have anything to talk about and you feel that I'm going to respond. I think that was when the man was saying that he used to call me and I don't respond to him, that he wouldn't have resulted to this. So based on the fact that he's an Igbo guy, and my dad was not, there's no actually love in my family, so they brought in some money and they die off the matter. And being very honest, since that time I've lost interest in whatever is called church. I felt that God is not existing because my mom is one person that from morning till night, she's always on her Bible. My mom is always being cautious of whatsoever is doing, and at the same time, that is the same person that became blind in the process of marriage. So I just felt a whole lot of things has been happening, and to be very honest, my life is kind of been let me just say kind of toxic because I believe that I just believe on some certain things I grown up to see. So the issue now I'm having is even if I'm working for someone, if they choose to pay me the first 2-3 months salary, at the end of the day they will not pay me again. They will always want me to go down with them. You understand? Before they could pay me. And even if I ask a man for help now, they still want to have a kind of knowledge of me. And even if I move to a woman, they will still want me to still have something to do with them. So the whole thing is becoming so, I didn't just know. And for the fact of being a lesbian, I don't really know if I wasn't born a lesbian. Something happened, nature happened, so I just bow to it. And it's not as if I feel happy. It's not as if I feel happy doing it. It's just that
Nature didn't happen. You didn't become a lesbian because nature happened. You became a lesbian because people are bad.
there's a scenario I can't really get off when it has to do with a man and a woman. I can remember the day my mom do something and my dad entered the bush, caught a cane, asked my mom to kneel down and was flocking her in her presence. So I don't understand if that is how a relationship is being done with them, because I don't find it funny being in a relationship with a guy. I tried it once but it didn't work out. So when I saw myself doing this other side of a thing, I just feel it's normal. I just feel it's normal, but I've never had this parental love, and to be very honest, I'm always craving for it. At this point,
That's it's really a sad thing. Very sad. Where there is no father, where there is no good father, a lot of things happen. Where there is no good father, a lot of things happen. You talked about you having some health issues. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've been feeling down for. I'm always though I don't know if it's because of the rape. Sometimes I'm always feeling pains. Uh, it's not every time, but I think that is what I'm going through. So once it will pay me for some times, I need to stop. So that is just it for now.
I want to ask you if you've ever gone to therapy, but I don't know that therapist in Nigeria.
Yeah, I actually had one therapist because sometimes I used to sit down and I would be lost. I'm always depressed and otherwise. So there's a therapist I actually went to, and at the end of the day, I think that therapist lost. We both lost, and we ended up doing something, and I stopped going.
I don't understand. What do you mean
And what
lost?
do you mean?
Um, okay,
You went
the
for a
therapist.
therapist. Say that again.
Yeah, I I I went to meet a therapist, and
A
when
man,
I got to know a lady,
a lady therapist. Okay.
yeah. So when I went there, we the process was continued for like 2 3 weeks, and she started doing advances of me on me,
He or
and we
she?
ended up she so we ended up on bed. So after then I didn't see the need of going back.
Why be say almost everybody waiting for Nigeria they honey? Why be say almost everybody waiting for Nigeria they honey? If you enter pastor go collect. If you say make you go meet therapist go collect. Where you they work, oga go won't collect. You can't say make you do by mistake, just pass one side. You get person where they won't collect. And as do they win in Nigeria. So is the therapist is a lesbian too.
I didn't know that she was.
Sorry about your experience, my sister. It's quite a sad one. All I can say is most of the time the kind of stories people come here to share makes me feel I'm not happy about your sad story, but it gives me this kind of confidence that a lot of you trust this platform to come and speak. I'm telling you, some of the stories why they hear. Sometimes I ask myself, if I were in her shoes, would I talk about something like this? But the fact that some of you become courageous, you feel safe here to talk. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Most importantly, before you leave, do you know that post or those things you are advertising on your page, do you know is a criminal offense in Nigeria? You know? On mute, I can't hear you. Do you know? I'm just saying. Do you know that unfortunately, is a criminal offense in Nigeria? You know?
Yes, but at some point I felt date would have even been more better of that
Hmm?
because
You said
so I
what?
can't just. I said sometimes I know that it's a criminal offense, and sometimes I feel I could just release myself to them, or dates would even be better because.
Death.
So yes, to be honest, I felt I can't withstand myself with a man in the same house. The trauma of everything and a whole lot of shit coming to me is so I'm not actually blaming people who would judge me, but I think
I know that.
I'm trying to let go of so many things.
Hmm. I know. See, I'm not forcing you to go and do men. All right? I'm not forcing you. Okay? I'm not even talking about.
I'm not even gonna.
Okay? I've seen women that hate men, but yet they come to my platform and speak. There's actually one where we say I carry money give. They tell me she come back to me. She said no, I don't trust Kiwi because he's a man, and I don't blame people. And if women talk come out and say I don't like men, sometimes I don't blame them because there are men out there that don't like women. Maybe because of what women don't do them. So if a woman comes out and said I don't like men, I'm not going to blame her because I don't know what men did to you. I don't know what men do. Let's say let's make I use myself do as an example now. Say when I was 9, a man raped me. 13 years, like the story of the girl where her father began knock her when she was 9. Her own father knock am at 13 years, give am belle. She comot the pikin. Her father brother give am belle at the same 13 years. Men just did knock am, they grape am from 9 years. If someone like that come out tomorrow and say she don't like men, who are we to judge her? Even though all men are not the same, but it was a man. It was a man. You don't know. So apart from that, Prudent, I know that who you are today wasn't what you thought you would be. But the question is, do you actually know that it's an offense in Nigeria to be what you say that you are? Are you aware of the penalty? People don't tell you about this before. I can hear you.
Yes, I know, sir.
Okay. You have to be careful out there. Okay? Be very careful. I know, say for social media, people they cash cruise. Alright? But what you need now is therapy. But now I don't know whether you still want good therapy, because the last therapy you go, the person says on a good knock. What's your trust? What do you have trust in humans, not just men? Like, what's the level of your trust for people?
Yeah, 0% trust.
Okay, Prudence.
Yes,
For the sake of your safety, like I said, you can still be who you are, but reduce the announcements. Alright? I'm not saying you should change. It's up to you. But reduce the announcements, okay? Start using your page to talk more about what you do. Go.
Yes, sir.
I want to see you on Wednesday. And I want to see how you express yourself in talking about what you do. Okay? Nice to meet you, Prudence. I know say some lesbians say gonna message you, but be very careful. Okay? Look after yourself.
Thank you.
And also, just before you go, if there's anybody here will be therapist, please make you know be saying only lesbians can message her. If you're a therapist here, therapist we know they honey, please send her a message. Please. Therapist we know they honey, please send her a message. Alright? Like I say, Prudent, not be only lesbians, people will be therapists. Genuine could come. Some will be lesbian might also come in form of therapist, but please be very careful. But my main concern here is to listen to your stories, to put it out there to the world, empowerment and independence. Alright? I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you for sharing your story. Look after yourself.